Homework thing. What is it now? I think it's morning. Good morning, guys. So today I'm gonna talk about a few habits that actually helped me change my whole life in a year. Actually, like 2 years. So I'm gonna discuss at least 5 habits that actually helped me become a better person and helped me to achieve things that I never thought I would ever achieve. Like starting my own business, being able to run a business while I'm in college. I'm studying chemistry. On the other side, I'm a gym rat, always making sure that I'm always in shape, meaning like exercising and working out. Well, exercising and working out is one of the habits that actually helped me to get where I am today. I'm not that far, but it's just me recording the journey because I feel like you see it. You see it. I feel like they always say that seeing is believing, but if you actually think about it, believing is seeing. Because like once you start believing it, then you start seeing it. When they say seeing is believing, it's more on the physical plane where you see something and then you start believing it. But when we talk about the mental plane, because you have to understand that you live in three planes: the physical plane, the mental plane, and the spiritual plane. But like the mental plane and the spiritual plane are more like one thing, but not necessarily the same thing. But like in the mental, you first start believing it, and then you start seeing it. And then once you start seeing it, then there's 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 no looking back. So the first habit I'm going to talk about is reading. Well, I'm from South Africa, a township called Sosha, like it's alone, was Sosha Wirala, like Wiralam to. So thing is now I was approved by, I wouldn't call it a bursary, but it's more like a student loan, which actually helped me to move out from my hood where I come from and actually live in town. So when I started living in town, I was exposed to more things. And then I picked up my first book. That was the first book that I picked up. Well, I wouldn't say I was a reader, but like, I never mind learning. I've been an individual who actually liked learning from a very young age. I used to read like the news. I was very addicted to information. But now it's just like more. I'm more addicted to it. So as I was saying, I picked up my first book. It was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, the best book I recommended. Think and Grow Rich. So he talks about, I only read the first chapter, and then I felt my mind physically stretch. I was like, wow, this all you have to do is just believe it. Like Napoleon Hill said, he said what the mind can, he said like what the mind can see and conceive. I said like what the mind can conceive and believe, something along those lines. I forgot, but it was a matter of if 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 you have your goals, you must have goals. That's one thing. That's also one habit that actually helped me to get where I'm at. Writing down your goals. You must have a goal. Every morning, you must have something to do. Don't just react to everything that just comes in your way. You must adapt to inconveniences that are within your plans, not inconveniences because of other people. I don't know if that makes sense now, but I hope it does. For example, if you think about it, if you have nothing to do, unfortunately, you will have something to do, but it won't be something that you wanted to do. It will be something that someone else wanted you to do, and then you'll end up doing it. So it stressed my mind. I started realizing, okay, wow, everything is in my hand. Everything, everything is in my hands. I just have to, because everything is there for you to take. If you think about it, everything is there for you to take. There's no such thing as this was made for this one. Think about it. If G63s were made for specific individuals, they were only going to make a specific number of them. So now that they keep producing it, it just shows that everything is there for a take, not to be given. That's the thing. When it's given, it doesn't last. When you take it, what happens before you take it? You prepare yourself. You first become the person who has it, or the person who will be able to maintain it. look after it. You have to think. You have to look at success like this. Success is not something you pursue. It's something that you attract by becoming the person who is successful. If you know what I mean. Because if you are not first a successful person, because you have to understand that money, positions, materials are just a measure of success. Being successful is more of a mindset. That's why you must first believe it until you see it. But as I was saying, everything is there for the take. Nothing will be given to you. If it's given to you, then chances that it won't last are very high. But if you take it and then it becomes yours, then it's going to be hard for someone else to take it from away from you. That was my first habit. It was reading, and I still read today. It helps me a lot. It helps me in conversations. It helps me in my business. It helps me in my relationship. It's like one thing I want to understand is that people want to be successful, they want to make money, but they never actually took the initiative to actually go study money. I mean, like, money is just another topic. It's just another field of learning. As much as you study math, you must also study money. You must also study success. You must study both successful people and poor people. Why? Because until you know what to do, if you don't know what to do, find out what not to do. So the first habit was reading. The second habit is working out. Well, you can ask yourself, how does working out actually help with your business and everything? Well, you have to understand that the world doesn't bow down to what you do in front of people. The world bows down to what you do behind closed doors. It's what you do when no one is applauding. It's what you do when no one is watching. Now, hitting the gym will teach you discipline. Discipline is a matter of showing up whether you like it or not. Well, I'm sure when you go on YouTube, you hear all these gurus, they tell you about discipline and whatnot. Unfortunately, I have to tell you that it's true. You need discipline. Without discipline, you are not going nowhere. All you are doing is drift. Without goal, all you are doing is drifting. You are wandering. Until your goal is actually written down, then you have no goal. But that's my third habit that helped me to get things done. It was journaling, but I will come to that one. I'm still on the working out. So it teaches you discipline. It teaches you to be patient. Going to the gym, you won't get the results on the first day. You highly get the results after months. It teaches you that it's the small things that matters. It's the small things. So yes, size does matter. It depends on what size you are trying to contribute to, or what you actually want in the end. But size does matter, but that's not the point. But it's the small things that actually matters. It's the reading 20 pages a day. If you want to be like Elon and read 2 books a day, who am I to say don't do it? But if you're not a person who actually reads, start small. Start with 10 pages a day, 20 pages, and so forth. The third habit was journaling. Well, you probably ask yourself, how does journaling help you? Well, journaling can help you in many ways. You have to understand that you are your thoughts. What you think about is what you actually is how you act. How you think is how you act. How you act is what you attract. So it's the moment when you become aware of your thoughts. Because until you are unaware of your thoughts, you can never change your thoughts. You can never alter them. So journaling is you writing down, and then you reading what you wrote down is you studying how you think. Because when you pick up a book, when you read someone's book, they just wrote what they think. You reading the book will help you enter another person's mind, and you'll be able to assess how this person thinks. You reading it is you understanding how you think. Until you know how you think, until you have the blueprint of how you think, your thoughts into words, then you can actually see what needs to be changed and what not, and what must be improved. Because you can't stay in the same place. There's no staying in the same place. It's either you're moving forward or you're going backwards. There's no standing in one place. So you reading it will help you you'll have the blueprint which will help you understand how you think and what to change. So journaling actually helped me. Journaling also include having a to-do list in the morning. When you have a to-do list in the morning, it shapes your day. It gives you structure. What you need is structure, not reacting to whatever comes to you. You know, people are just reacting to whatever comes to them during the day. What's actually urgent isn't necessarily important. Yes, it can be urgent, but think about it. Is it urgent because of someone else, or is it urgent because it's a matter of life or death? So writing down what you need to do for the day, actually I would recommend writing it down the night before, because what you do when you write down the night before, when you write your words, you're actually creating a picture. So before you go to sleep, if you write what you need to do tomorrow, you actually draw a picture. It's like, take this as someone who paints. I don't know what they call them, painters or artists, whatever you call them. So the only time you can know how an artist thinks is by looking at their portraits or pictures or their paintings. So you writing down, you're actually painting a picture. When you paint a picture, and then there's more to this, guys, but don't worry, more videos are coming. I'll be dropping videos every now and then, so I can give you whatever you need to actually grow your business, become a better person, and so forth. I forgot what I was even saying. But as you are drawing your picture, what you do is you're a human being. Fine, you're a human being, but you are more of a frequency. I'll get into that another day. So like, there's a range of frequencies. There's this frequency where you're about to sleep. It's a very low frequency. Whatever you tell yourself, whatever picture you draw within that state of consciousness, what happens is it will command your subconscious mind. Meaning that if you draw a picture before you sleep, the picture is intensified while you are sleeping. And then when you wake up knowing what you must do, and then you start doing it. It changes your life. I don't know how to actually explain it, but trust me, it will change your life, because it changed mine. Was that the third point of the fourth point? Well, the fourth point, I'll hope that's the third one. The fourth one is stop giving a fuck. One thing I'll tell you, that no one cares. Not because people are cruel or anything, but people have things to do. People have their own problems. You have your own problems. Meaning that, yes, they will be there to comfort you, but unfortunately, yes, they will find people who will solve your problems. Don't get me wrong. There are people out there, when you have a problem, they will solve it for you, because you can't do everything yourself. Well, I also recommend that in your business that you have a team. Once you have a team, you have people doing the jobs that you are supposed to do. I don't know why I even added that. I'm gonna have to cut that out. But not giving a fuck. No one cares. Not because they are cruel, but because they are busy. They are up to things. Number 5 is actually starting a project and sticking to it. You know, like a lot of people, they start many things and they finish none, which is very unfortunate, because scattered focus will produce scattered results. That's how things are. Until you focus on one thing, and then you actually mold it, you actually build it the way you want to build it, then chances are that you will have your desired, I don't know what to call it, building or desired results. So I think that's all.